Hi everybody, how are you guys doing today? So we are on to part 5, and now we're going to finish up our owl that we did together. We're going to be here for 12 minutes and 43 seconds. It is a real-time video with a voiceover. I apologize. Ooh, let me take a breath. So I'm creating, now that I look at the time that I was looking at the owl, at the time that we created the owl, I didn't make him perfect. He was just something that popped up on me or in my eyes from the card. And at the time I wasn't completely thinking about how big his head was going to be. Just seen an owl, did whatever I can to it, and now we're coming back to it. So now I'm just using, what is that kind of pencil? Retractable pencil? Lead pencil? I'm not even sure. But it's old. It falls apart on me in the video, and you'll see that, but we put it right back together. Anyway, so we made its head a little bit bigger. Rounder, in a sense. Not round like a circle, just rounded. There we go. And working on the beak. Just going to work on the beak and then do some eyes, and then put in what I envisioned to be at the time of creating this was the feathers. And just coming in from side to side. And now creating the eyes. Now all of this is sketching in. I don't hold my pencil down and do a complete circle. I kind of like sketch it. I scribble it in a sense. I lift my pen off and on, off and on, off and on. And that's the way I create. Remember that you can come back in, you're going to come back in if you like, with either a stubby and some paint. There we go. The lead came out. That's okay. It's a lead pencil. I'm not. A mechanical pencil is what it is. It's vintage. It's old. And I love it because it's really, really thick. And I love, after using it, I love using the stubby on it, because it smears it out really nice. So all of these are just, all these things that we're doing are starting points. They're all just starting points, and so that we can continue creating with it at the same, after, how can I explain myself? I just do at the moment in time what I feel I should do, and then we can go on from there. And yeah, now we're using the stubby to make some shadowing. I always love using the stubby. I'm not a professional stub user, but I like using it. It's very simple, baby owl. Whimsical looking little owl, isn't he? It was a lot of fun to create. And if I were to try to recreate it again, I probably wouldn't be able to get the same owl, but it would have the style that I leave behind when I do my art. And that style that I do is not to say the word that I don't care what I do. I definitely care what I do. I love what I do. And when I use the word don't care, I think I rarely use it, but my interpretation of don't care as far as my art is what I basically mean is do it without being so hard on yourself. Be free while doing it. Not that you shouldn't care what you're doing. I definitely care. Care about your art, care about what you're doing, and care for each other, of course. Just try to be carefree. Don't be hard on yourself. Just do what you love. Express yourself that way. Just don't be hard on yourself. And here we go with the heart. I think I'm looking for, I was looking for some yellow. And we're going to do, we're going to do flowers, but I had something else in mind. But that didn't come through. And that's okay. So we're just going to do a vine of flowers. And this is how I do almost all of my flowers. With no, actually being very carefree when I create. Being carefree. Probably a better word to use than to say I don't care. Although I don't remember saying that, but I can see that I would say something like that. But it probably comes across in the wrong way. Let's just say carefree for now on. I will try to get into the habit of saying that. The flowers may not look like much now, right now, but we continue and just do an abstract kind of flower. You'll see. Oh, I'm making white flowers too. I totally forgot about that. I think I'm trading off my paintbrush is what I'm doing here. Yeah, I was trading off my paintbrush and trying to find a decent paintbrush that I can grab from my little paintbrush stash there. So we're going to make some white flowers. Definitely was not something I had in mind. I had more in mind of making a sacred heart, but it didn't come through. And I was going to do vines and flowers on a sacred heart, but they didn't come through. Maybe on another one, because we're not going to be done with these postcards for a while, because I have quite a few to make. But I also am going to be doing, I think maybe today, a DIY on something else. And there I'm just creating the vine with white, and I'll probably go over it with some black because that's something I would do, but I don't remember too much. Oh, we're going in with some green, and I'm trying to look. Okay, the green, yes, we're going to make some vines. I'm looking at the card now. So over the white, while it's still wet, I'm going over it with green. And now we're going to move on into the flower. And that's what I do in this series, is go back and forth into different cards to let the other cards dry. Or what ends up happening also is whatever inspires me for that day, or for that clip, or for that hour, then I'll work on. Excuse me. And this is where we do the flower in the technique that I do. Just smashing that brush down. Not too hard, not too soft. I still take a look at the guy and see, and the lady, that soul in the lady that's standing right there, and see if I want to do anything with it. Not yet. I have not thought of what I'm going to do with it yet. Seems like I'm going to leave it alone. And then here we're just going to use up all of the paint, like I've mentioned before. Don't let no paint go to waste. And we're just going to tap it into all of the postcards. And we're almost at the end. And look at that right there, the shape that's coming through with that paintbrush. It's because of the way the paintbrush is shaped right now, because I haven't shaped it with my fingers and I haven't stuck it into the water. So it's shaped into like a G or a C. It's pretty cool. Oh, we're going to create the middle of the flower. And that's still while the yellow is wet. And we have about 43 seconds left, and I'm just going to say bye, and thank you so much for being here, and there will be a part 6. Not sure how far these parts are going to go in this series of creating postcards together. But so far we're at part 5. And thank you guys so very much for being here and for being so supportive and playing along with me. And we're not wasting any of that paint. We're just splattering it on with water and cleaning our paintbrush at the same time. And I'll catch you guys later. Sending you guys lots and lots of love and creativity. Bye!